My name is Emma Pillion and I'm a student on the Postgraduate Building Surveying course in DKIT. So I'm a town planner and I have a Master's in Regional and Urban Planning from UCD. I'm the Property Director with Mr Price, so I basically lease or acquisition all the new properties for the opening of shops. Increasingly, I was finding that I had a shortfall in knowledge in relation to key aspects of the role, so I decided to undertake the Postgraduate Diploma in Building Surveying. The attraction for the course for me was the flexibility with the online learning. I'm based in Athlone and I am a very busy person with work and my involvement with the Irish Planning Institute. I also train quite intensively with Strong Woman Ireland through a gym in Longford, so time was of the essence for me, and the flexibility with the online learning was very, very important. I suppose, like everybody else, I have a very busy family life as well, and I didn't want to compromise certain elements of it, so the adaptability of the online lectures and then not just only having to be on campus really for the exams was a huge attraction for me, because it made it possible, whereas it wouldn't have been possible otherwise. As a town planner, I specialised in planning law, so obviously the law aspect of the course I found very interesting. It's literally law but coming at it from a different angle. So I obviously really enjoyed that part of the course, but a steep learning curve for me was the design and specification part of the course. I'd be used to seeing drawings and specifications, but not so used to putting them together. So there was a steep learning curve there for me, but I really enjoyed the challenge. It was intense, but it was very interesting, and I've learned a lot that I can take forward back to the day job with me. I suppose I found it really interesting on the course to have such a diverse background for the other students on the course. With the planning course, it was literally from undergrad straight into masters, so I found it really interesting to work with people like fire engineers and architects, architectural technologists, the engineering backgrounds. It was I think we had a carpenter on the course as well, so I suppose they all bring something different to the course, and while I might have found one module kind of flowed for me a little bit better because I had a background in law or a background in planning, everybody has something to bring to the table, and I think lots of people found different modules easy and other modules more challenging, but the array of backgrounds in this course was definitely something that added to the experience. Naturally, I lean towards legal interpretation. It was just something that I've always loved, and ironically, as I've gone through the course in DKIT, it's something that I've naturally leaned towards again. So I did the module in law and the built environment and the role of regulation. Obviously, building surveying is a highly regulated environment, so queries will arise through the courts and through litigation proceedings. So I suppose it's no surprise to me that I've naturally lent myself again towards the kind of legal interpretation route. It's just something I've always had an interest in. It's nice to see it in practice. So it's of great interest to me, and I suppose, like, from the perspective of efficiency and sustainability, like, it reduces so much waste, the 3D printing, and it will increase, I suppose, efficiencies in terms of time will increase as the projects get going and they roll them out further.
This is really exciting, building a 3D concrete house. It's like something out of the space age.
Layer by layer, these are Ireland's very first 3D concrete printed houses. The printer is programmed to move around this rig at Grange Close in Dundalk, piping out precise amounts of concrete to form cavity walls. Each layer an 18-minute lap around the 3-house block, a new development for builders to get to grips with.
It's not a major change because it's still standard cavity wall construction. It's just an automated process rather than a labour-intensive process or an off-site manufacture process. The overall finished product-wise is far superior strength-wise to anything else we're doing, so definitely it's going to take off.
The social housing units will be handed over to Louth County Council in October.
3 families will come off our housing list and come to live in these lovely houses.
3D construction printing aims to deliver housing faster, and this is the finished product. 2 test houses built at a research facility in Drogheda.
It reduces the amount of labour by roughly a third. increases the comparative speed if one is doing it manually by roughly 3 times. In the overall construction programme, it helps housing be delivered probably about 25 to 30% faster.